Welcome to day 37. So a young person walks into a large group gathering. No, this is not the beginning of a joke. But a young person walks into a large group gathering and they look around the room. They've walked in by themselves and they look over in a corner and they see one of their friends. They see one of their friends who is surrounded by other friends, other young people, and they walk over, and as they get closer, they say this person's name. They're so excited to see him, like, okay, this is my comfort zone. This is the person that I have here that's going to make me feel like I belong here. And they say their name, and their friend looks at them and then turns away and goes, I don't know who that is. Oh, can you picture the devastation that this person would feel if they walked up in that moment and that was the reception they received? Luke records that when the rooster crowed, when Peter denied him for the third time and the rooster crowed, it says the Lord at that moment looked at Peter. Just imagine that moment of betrayal. I don't recall a time in my life when I verbally have denied being a follower of Christ. Now, being a pastor helps because now that I'm older and they ask what I do, well, the gates are open right there. But even as a young person, I don't recall a time where I verbally denied. But John records for us in John chapter 14, verse 15, that Jesus says, if you love me, you will keep my commands. In a friendship or a relationship, in a marital relationship, romantic relationship, whatever, when we intentionally ignore someone's desires, it's not considered to be a loving act. The general public would say it's not loving to ignore somebody's desires. I know that there can be reasons for it, and sometimes we don't do them, but to just straight up ignore them can feel like a denial, or it can feel like a betrayal. So if it feels that way in a relationship on which we are actually equals, how much more so when we ignore the commands of Christ? See, he's not on an equal playing field with us. I know he came and he walked among us as one of us, but he was then and he is now also God. So when we ignore his commands, it's not on par with ignoring, another human being who's walking around with us. It's ignoring an authority figure, to which you could say, in a sense, when we ignore an authority figure, we deny their authority. So have I denied Jesus verbally? No. I don't recall a time where I've said I don't follow Jesus. But I'm not proud to say that I have often denied him. See, every time that I willingly choose to ignore one of his commands, in that moment, I deny Jesus. But recognizing and confessing our denial is absolutely essential in the aftermath of that. Let's not forget how the story with Peter ended. See, it ended after the resurrection with Jesus restoring Peter. That beautiful scene on the beach where Jesus asks Peter 3 times, do you love me? And then sends Peter back out on mission. He doesn't tell him, you denied me and we're done. He reminded Peter of the mission and he sent him back on the journey of fulfilling it. And he wants to do the same with us. I would encourage you today to confess if you recognize those parts in your life where you are intentionally denying or unintentionally denying Christ. Confess those, but don't throw yourself into a shame spiral for it. Understand that while there is shame in it, Jesus wants to restore each and every one of us. Today, may we, in the words of Paul, not be ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. May we not deny him through our words or our deeds, but if we do, may we confess and may we receive the restoration that Jesus offers. After all, that's what Easter is all about. Tomorrow, I want to invite you to read Luke chapter 22, starting verse 63, and read through Luke chapter 23, verse 25. And I would even encourage you, jump over some other gospel accounts and find the same pieces of the story and read those. But in particular, again, I invite you to read Luke chapter 22, verse 63 through Luke 23, verse 25. I'll see you tomorrow.